Being the quiet kid of the class. It's a very subjective matter. Some people find it cool, some find it pathetic. So here is my life review on being the quiet kid of the class. To begin with, I was a pretty good student during my school years. Pretty chill, nice, friendly, always had friends around me. School year sure went nice, but everything changed during the end of school years that affected my college years so much. Before passing out from school, we all had to take a national level examination, and this national level exam is what school hypes us for since a very young age, saying this exam is what will define your worth in life. So I took the exams, everything went fine except for maths, as I was weak in maths since a very young age, and that year questions were very difficult too. Yet still I had this undying hope in me saying, maybe I'll pass. And as the time went by, results came and I failed in math, but everyone else passed by doing everything that was possible, no matter how big the mischief it was, in order to pass the exams. Then weeks later, I see my friends joining colleges and sharing their lifetime experience of first day of college, saying how exciting and new it was to step into the new phase of life. And then there was me, listening to their experience while constantly feeling the sense of being left behind and not being able to keep up with the world, hoping for re-exams to happen without having a clue how it will happen or when it will happen. So the anxiety was piling up every day because the school wasn't helping, and you can't join college without passing in all subjects. So every time I went to school to ask state of re-exam, they always gave me cold replies saying, "We don't know, go find yourself on the internet." It was like they were angry at me, but in a way it was justified because I had put the name of school in shame. But while I was waiting for re-exams to happen, colleges had started their syllabus, which made me feel more left behind and was giving me more anxiety. Although I wanted re-exams to happen, but I was not prepared at all, and my condition was worse than before because every friend I asked for help took it as a burden, and when I insisted them to help me, the way they reacted even made me not to ask for their help. I felt betrayed. After all that had happened during those times, I changed as a person the most. I was so pushed to the edge that I was driven towards nihilism. I had stopped caring. I didn't prepare for exams either. I left it all to the fate. I started saying, well, whatever happens, happen, when things were out of my control. Finally, exams happened. Questions were as difficult as the last time, and I performed even worse, but somehow I passed. Maybe they showed mercy this time in checking the papers. After all that, I finally joined the college. In that college, I was the very last person to join the class, which drew this strange curiosity-driven attention towards me among the students. But you see, there's this strange thing about college that I learned, which is that everybody feels themselves to be so superior and grown up that they think making first move would make their image small, as like it would make them inferior to others, which was pretty nice thing going on in there. So no one approached me in the beginning, and because of it I didn't have to explain anybody why I was late, but there still existed this strange attention towards me which I didn't want. So I always tried to maintain low profile and always sat in the corner of the class reading chapters that I had missed. So in the rush of catching up with the current syllabus, a thing happened which I didn't notice. That is, I didn't talk with anybody or make any friends. I didn't do it on purpose. It's not because I am unfriendly introvert or a loner. I had many good friends during school years, but I was fine with how things were. But still, I knew life wouldn't work like this. So I thought of this thing that I wouldn't make any move to make friends, but if someone does approaches me, I would be nice to them and be their friend if they want. Hopefully some nice people approached me and I became friends with them, and the very thing I feared the most started to happen. They started asking me, why did I join college late? I mean, of course I gave them different answer rather than telling them the truth that I had failed exam, because I didn't really want them to think of me as some loser. But I also did that because after spending those lonely months after feeling left behind, I didn't really have a personality of my own. Rather, I started copying personality traits from character from different movies and shows, and this trait of mine giving different reason to different people which would affect them the most. I took this trait from the Joker. Still somehow we got along, and as we are friends now, they ask me stuff like, why do you always keep on reading books? Why don't you talk much? Why are you so weird? Not only they ask, but they also tell me what certain people around me think about me being weird and quiet all the time, which I didn't care in the beginning because I was doing what I was doing. But now that I know what certain people around me think of me for being me, I started being self-aware and self-conscious about my surroundings. As the college that I used to go was a government college, so it wasn't strict. The rules and regulations of college were like they were waiting and meant to be broken because nobody used to obey or follow them. Teachers didn't care either because no rich status level parents sent their children to the government college. who would come down to complain the education system of the college if it wasn't right. So the teachers didn't have anyone whom they were afraid or had any responsibility to impress them, unlike any private college. So the teachers didn't bother making system correct, because in the end they were getting paid even if they chose to do their job with full responsibility or not. And because the college was like that, those people whom I had become friends with always used to ask me out saying, "Yo bro, wanna skip this class? Wanna go out and smoke?" I used to of course reject such offers of theirs. Instead, I used to sit alone and read the chapters that I had missed, while everyone used to go out in their groups and have fun during recess. Maybe those friends of mine were nice people and they didn't like seeing me as some kind of loser sitting alone. So maybe that's why they used to constantly ask me out to join them in such activities. But as I constantly kept on rejecting them, I was casted out of their group before I could even realize it. Maybe it happened because they find me boring now, unlike in the beginning where I was mysterious, which had made them interested in being friends with me. But before this casting out thing happened, there was this brief moment where we had our time. As during the time I was friends with them, a strange thing used to happen, that every time I tried being comfortable with them as a friend, they used to go like, "Whoa, never thought you were like this." I mean, it sure was understandable that it was new to them and this reaction could be coming out of shock, but they used to say that even on the most normalist thing, like they used to think of me to be a born loner or weird, which is not true. It's just this college thing was new to me and I was taking little time to adapt and fit into my surroundings. But no, that thought never crossed their head. Or maybe they lacked little acceptance, but I used to kind of get judged for being comfortable. If I ever feel like sharing stuff and start talking, I get judged saying, "Damn, you really are talkative." If anyone cracks an adult joke and if I laugh at it, they would react as if I'm the most pervert person to ever exist. So these things kept on happening, and what it did to me was it started confining me. They started to set boundaries for me, and I too was subconsciously falling for it. I had even started thinking what everybody else would say if I do this. I couldn't be myself, and I kept living the way others had determined me to live as, always scared of being pointed at and judged. Now when I look back, I too think, how come such small thing caused such a big negative effect in my life, which made me who I am today, an insecure who cares about what people think.